Hi trader, this is a video from Admiral Markets, the first weekly recap in 2016 with a view on euro dollar, pound USD, dollar yen, and AUD USD. First of all though, be aware that this video is intended for a global audience, may not be suitable for everyone. Take a look at this link, select your country of residence, and contact an appropriate entity to find out more information about that and other conditions and details. Also, trading forex exchange and global financial markets is considered high risk and may not be suitable for everyone. Please seek the advice of an independent financial advisor for more information. This video is for educational and informational purposes only. And by continuing watching this video, you agree with this disclaimer, plus you're aware of the risk involved when trading. Alright, first of all, the euro dollar monthly chart. Of course, December has been completed, so we have new monthly candles to look at on the currency pairs and other instruments. And what I see on the euro dollar is a potential double bottom, because last month did close bullish, as you can see here. And that happened with a low that was very near the previous low of 2015. So clearly that is a potential double bottom. Now, the confirmation will still take 2 months. I mean, if 2 months, 2 candles this month and February do not break last month's low and the bottom, then that is a confirmation of the double bottom in my opinion. But with the bullish candle of December, I think that there's a pretty good chance that this is indeed the double bottom, and we could see a bigger correction here expand for maybe the next 3 to 6 months before I would expect the euro dollar to continue to the downside, because there is a big trend to the downside here. Previous to that, then we could have a bigger green consolidation and then a downtrend continuation. So for the next 3 to 6 months, I'm expecting a continuation of this consolidation before the downtrend continues. Obviously, the moment that the downtrend continues is when price breaks through this bottom and through this double bottom and support, and then I would expect that continuation of the downtrend to happen. When price does not do that and stays above these bottoms, then I'm expecting the bigger consolidation. So looking at the weekly chart, you can see the past couple of weeks was slow on the euro dollar and price going basically sideways. Looking at the daily chart, I see price basically retesting this support and at a resistance level as well, like this. This trend line will be important. If price breaks through that resistance trend line, then obviously there could be a bigger correction going on, and if price breaks through this support trend line, price could be retesting the bottom. So those are two important lines in my opinion. And when I put a fib on the chart, you can see price stopped at the 50 fib, and if it does break above the resistance, then there's a chance of a breakout up to the minus 272 target at 112. All right, that's the downside scenario, the upside scenario. The downside scenario, I'm looking for price to retest these fibs. So if price breaks below support, it could go down to the 61.8 fib. Probably see a bounce there. If it continues, price could make it down perhaps to the 78.6 fib, which I would expect again a bounce as well. So those are the key levels in my opinion. When looking at the daily 4-hour chart, moving along, we can see this pattern here, the support and resistance a bit more clear. But if I zoom into price action, you can see a big wick at the bottom and a big bullish candle. So that could already be an indication that the price is going to be bouncing a bit here because of that. Look at this combination. That looks like bullish to me, right at support as well. So that could be a bit of a bullish indication. Now price is not that far from resistance either, so it might just go sideways. But from my point of view, I think it's closer to support if it does make a hook back like this, which seems likely, and retest this wick. I think that could be a bouncing spot to retest the resistance trend line. So that could be a bit of a bounce trade right there when price retests that bottom, retest 108.25 level. And I'm looking for a bullish price action signal around here, 108.50, for a continuation to the upside. A bullish signal, for instance, such as a pin bar or a bullish engulfing twins, some kind of price action candlestick pattern that is indicating this bounce, and perhaps price could go up to retest that trend line I talked about. And then that could of course be a big resistance spot. Price could stall there and perhaps later this week break to the upside. That also will depend definitely on the news events, because we have ADP and FOMC on Wednesday and NFP non-farm payroll on Friday. So there is a big news week as well for the US dollar on this first week of January. Don't forget, you can stay up to date with the live webinars throughout the week on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We have various webinars, weekly recap with Nenet, live trading room with Fibs and price action on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, not Tuesday, January 7th, Thursday, we have a live webinar on Ichimoku trading strategies. USD monthly chart. Pound, of course, definitely looking differently. Big bearish candle, in fact, bringing price to about these previous support levels that we had in the past, 148, 146 here. So that's going to be interesting to see how price will respond to those kind of support levels as price dips lower and lower. So definitely a strong bearish outlook here, 2 candles in a row dominating the chart. Now looking at the weekly chart, you can see also price trying to break through, in fact, this support trend line here on the daily chart, trying to inch through that. So it's breaking as we speak. So that could be a bearish breakout, and price could fall to retest, as I said, those bottoms. So there's a bit of a space left. Then it's going to be interesting to see how price will respond to that level. I do expect some bounce. The question is, how big of a bounce? Will it bounce back, way up here, or maybe just a tad to retest the 150 level and then continue lower again? That's the big question. No clue. We have to see how price responds to that level before making a guesstimate on that. For the moment, though, price action is bearish, the trend is bearish, and price is even accelerating through this trend channel to the downside. And you can see it's just picking up pace and speed here and could retest the bottom. Looking at the 4-hour chart and hourly chart, you can see price breaking this kind of small little triangle bear flag right in here. All right, so I'm not expecting a deep retracement, in fact, and would even put a fib like this. And I don't think that price will break this top here. There's a big resistance zone right in here, previous tops, and this kind of pattern that could stop price. So if price does retest these fibs, it already actually went up to the 38.2 fib. Any of these fibs, I think, could be the turning spot for downside. I'm not expecting this top to break, and that could be the continuation of this downtrend down to the target, minus 272 target at 146.50, minus 61.8 target at 146, and then we slam into the bigger support level at 145.70. This is the dollar yen monthly chart, price breaking or trying to break through the support trend. It's a pretty long-term support line dating back all the way to these bottoms here, connecting multiple bottoms, and price is now below it, trying to break through it, as you can see. Last month was bearish, indicating that 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months have not broken the high. So that's a significant weakness of the uptrend. Not posting or being able to post a higher high for 6 candles, 6 months in a row could indicate the weakness of the uptrend, consolidate for a longer period of time, or perhaps correct deeply and longer. All right, so price is at the moment close to these support levels right in here, and has these support levels too. It should be actually green, not red. So let me change that so that's a bit more visually makes more sense. All right, it's close to these support trend lines, as you can see, and let me add this one. There we go. So that could still be a bouncing spot despite the break. Once price breaks through those support lines, I'm expecting a bigger reversal, and price could retest this top right in here at 110, I should say. All right, so that is the space once price breaks below these support levels right there. Now, until price does that, it's still in a relatively tight consolidation zone with a resistance level like this. I'll just leave it green for the moment. Resistance levels up in here. See, so those were strong resistance levels. Price did not break through it. It reversed at that spot and started to fall pretty fast. Now breaking through this support trend line, going down to these supports right in here. As you can see, these two levels. And when price breaks that, it can fall to the next bottom, and then we have that bigger space. Our chart, though, for the moment, doesn't show a lot of space till we hit support. So I'm expecting a bounce. Not that I'm trading that, but if it does hook back, I would think it could be interesting to look for shorts somewhere around here, 120, 120.50. There are a lot of things to look for here. The bottom here, the kind of sideways zone in here, the broken trend line. I think that could be a interesting confluence of resistance, and price could fall then from that 120.50 level down to the next support level somewhere in here. So that's what I'm expecting, a bit of a bounce and then a continuation down to retest this support level. Primarily interested in shorting it up in here. Last but not least, the AUD/USD, kind of a triangle at the moment, as you can see on the weekly chart, definitely downtrend, but now consolidating. That triangle space is becoming tighter and tighter as the trend lines are converging and getting closer to each other. Price is about halfway after respecting the top here, so not that much, I think, of an interesting setup at the moment. Now, obviously, if price breaks through that support or resistance, there could be a bigger breakout to the downside, or perhaps a bigger reversal retracement to the upside. But as long as price stays between these two trend lines, seems like a tight zone, not that interesting at the moment. And we'll keep an eye on maybe these trend lines for a bounce to the upside or a bounce to the downside. But otherwise, I'm just keeping an eye on the AUD/USD without trading it. All right, wish you great trading in the new year of 2016. Hope to see you in the webinars. Make sure to take a look at all the content being released on the Admiral Markets website and social media. And wish you all good trading. Cheers.